wallstreetwindow.com. Gold, silver, the stock market. wallstreetwindow.com. Perhaps you're invested deeply. Perhaps you're not in deep enough. Maybe you're thinking about getting started. wallstreetwindow.com. Michael Swanson, the brilliant author of The War State, understood these trends professionally for many years, and now he gives you the benefit of his knowledge. wallstreetwindow.com. Go there now. Go there now. Go there now.
The views expressed by callers, co-hosts, or anyone else who happens to get on the air at Ocelli.com do not necessarily reflect the views of Ocelli.com or Chuck Ocelli, and we are not responsible for any stupidity which might ensue. Thank you.
Go ahead, caller.
I'm interested in the truth about the JFK assassination.
Right. Well, what do you want to know?
Judy Baker's wild claims, Oswald girlfriend, she knew Ruby and Barry, cancer weapons. Really?
I imagine I could claim I have 4 wheels. It doesn't make me a wagon, but okay.
Oswald was on the kill team and trying to prevent the murder of John Kennedy. Come on now. Has a real expert on the JFK assassination looked into her claims?
Go to Amazon.com, enter Judith Baker in her own words. You'll get results for a digital copy of a book where Walt Brown utilizes her own words and the known evidence in the case to get at, well, a different perspective, let's say. You can get Judith Barry Baker in her own words from the author himself, signed if you request it, by contacting Dr. Brown at KIASJFK@AOL.com. It's a fun book, and it actually dissects the many, many fantastic claims. Judith Barry Baker in her own words.
Thank you for all the great information.
Advertise on the Age of Transitions. Hello, this is Aaron Franz, host of the Age of Transitions podcast and radio show. Do you like my show? Do you like the Ocelli Radio Network? Do you have a business? Do you have a product, a service that you need to promote? We can join all of your favorite things into one, and you can advertise your product, service, whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you have a blog, online store, you name it. You can be on the Age of Transitions on the Ocelli Radio Network, advertising what you got, and it could be a beautiful thing.
For as little as $50 a month, you can buy an ad for your business, podcast, book, or any message you want heard on one or more of the Ocelli.com shows. To find out more, contact ads@Ocelli.com. That's ADS at Ocelli.com. Be heard with us. Revelation through conversation. Ocelli.com.
The War State by Michael Swanson explains the great national transformation that took place and put the Kennedy presidency in the context of the times, and reveals never-before published information about the Cuban Missile Crisis. President Kennedy would not have been assassinated if he had been president 200 years ago. His assassination took place in the context of the Cold War and the rise of the national security state. Before World War II, the United States was a continental republic. In the decade that followed, it became an imperial superpower. Generals such as Curtis LeMay not only wanted to invade Cuba, but knew that there were short-range missiles on the island armed with nuclear warheads that they could not destroy because they were on mobile launchers. Their invasion could have led to a third world war, and they wanted to go to war anyway. The War State by Michael Swanson reveals why and will show you what President Kennedy was up against. For more information, thewarstate.com.
You're listening to the Ocelli.com radio network.
Nuclear holocaust. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of, you know what uranium is, right? Bad things. Things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Nuclear holocaust. You know what uranium is, right? I've been briefed. Nuclear holocaust. Nuclear holocaust. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of, you know what uranium is, right? Bad things. Things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Nuclear holocaust. Nuclear holocaust. Nuclear holocaust. Nuclear holocaust. Nuclear holocaust.
Do you like history? Real history that you were never taught in schools? Why? The Vietnam War, nuclear bombs and nation building in Southeast Asia, by author Mike Swanson, with new documentation never seen before that'll open your eyes to events that led up to this. Why? The Vietnam War, nuclear bombs and nation building in Southeast Asia, 1945 through 1961. Get your copy today at Amazon.com. Why? The Vietnam War, by author Mike Swanson.
In Denial, Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks by Larry Hancock. Secret wars became a staple of U.S. covert operations and are still happening today. Larry Hancock's book, In Denial, rips the cover off many of them. Using new files, it exposes things about the Bay of Pigs that no one has ever written about before. It shows why it really failed and why the United States did not learn from it. It also shows why other countries today are doing secret operations with more success. This is the book that puts what some want to deny into the light. In Denial, Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks. Larry Hancock. For more information, go to larry-hancock.com. Pick up your copy of In Denial at amazon.com in digital or physical form.
Let 'em know. Let 'em know. Out at the drag show, I'm bringing on shit.
Grab on your
Rocks at the Bud Light at the
grab on your guest. Any guess?
Miss Mac is the world's worst professional provocateur. Hit them like it's 2000 something and Buck is back on tour. You never really wanted me anyway. Alcohol turns me into your enemy. I'm Yosemite Sam with some Hennessy. I think that bottle was the remedy. Picked it up once or twice after I let it go, but finally had to let it be. I used to roll with a fat bitch. She would give me a left tip for some literacy. I mean literally, not figuratively. I mean literally. We all want chances. We take separate stances, but learn to let it go. We learn to let it go. Oh, we take control.
Is that guitar you? It's not you.
No. I think it's okay to have a couple heroes. It's okay if they have flaws. I wouldn't have stayed sober without seeing Triple Zero. Chris Graves on the pop. A month later, he's talking to Charlie Robinson on the pop. The people he influenced me. Word to Chuck O'Chelly. Sorry, I'm gonna give you the beats. But we the people's influence like drops of water in the sea. And it's sad and so plain to see that blatantly the powers that be, they've taken corruption to an incomplete.
Ochelli.com.
Revelation through conversation.
Morning.
This is broadcast. Go ahead. Here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's going to hit the eardrums. Uncle the Broadcast.
You're listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hey, there's my man. 297 we're on. Getting close.
We are live on the Ochelli Radio Network, as always, on a Sunday night. And we've got the dramatic lighting going on the video live stream for anybody watching that on our YouTube or our Twitch.
And the number is...
The number to call in and join is 319-527-5016. You can use Skype as well. Type a message to Chuck. He's Charles.Ocelli. You type him a message. He brings you on in Skype. Or call 319-527-5016. Uncle, we're back. We're on air.
Anybody holding, Chuck?
Is anybody calling? Is
holding.
Oh, is anybody holding?
Oh, no, nobody's on hold just yet. Nope.
Oh, okay. I'm just letting them know because last week we had 2, so that's what I'm asking.
We did. That's a very good question, Uncle.
Well, I got to keep asking that.
Keep it up. Keep asking. There's no such thing as a dumb question here on Uncle the Broadcast.
Yeah, I know. It could.
There's no such thing as...
have you heard... We have just talked about we are having a putting our games back on Saturday evening. So we were doing this. I had just talked about Chuck to talk about it. So whoever's anybody listening or ready to call, join us on Saturday when we'll play our games.
Yeah, Uncle's talking about vintage gaming with Uncle. So I set up all the podcasting equipment earlier than I usually do. And so we got online, we fired up the live stream, and we did a episode of vintage gaming with Uncle, which I was glad to do. We've been meaning to do one of these for a while, Uncle. So it was good to do that. We played some Nintendo games.
I got some new games in now. I'm learning some new games on it.
You are.
I could tell you.
Yeah, what I would ask, Uncle, what did you learn from our video game session the other day? What did you learn from that?
The kicking and action, different kind of fighting. These guys bouncing back and forth, chop, chop, knock, knock, and then hitting with the elbow, then hit with the elbow, and then the dang kick. I like that one. That one was interesting to me.
We played Double Dragon, I think you're talking about. Yeah, that's a fun game.
That one, and we also played, not only the playoffs of basketball, we played this basketball game.
That's right.
To get whipped.
NBA Jam. I wouldn't mind doing another stream with NBA Jam because I just was getting back into the hang of it. I ain't played it forever. That's a fun game. We could play that one again. We could do a whole stream just playing NBA Jam if we want to.
We can do that this coming weekend if we're around. This coming Saturday. Past this coming Saturday.
So no matter what, you're definitely up for the idea of playing more games and doing more gaming streams. That's something that you did enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
something, cool. Let's say something different. And anybody in the crack room, listen here. You can join us too. Crack room people.
Listen, crack room. Yeah, join us. It was an impromptu thing. I think I might have put something on the Twitter, but it was just as we went on air anyway. So we didn't get much live viewers. We didn't get any people joining in the chat room, but that was okay. If we keep it up, if we somehow get things really going, I'm sure we will eventually. But I had fun just doing it. I just enjoy relaxing, playing games, and turning into a live stream. So why not? It was cool. It's a good time.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing.
Yep. Vintage gaming with Uncle. Keep that on your radar. You're gonna want to follow Uncle's Twitter and YouTube. It's all the links are at unclethepodcast.com to all the social media. But
I already got them on my tube on that, the games and all. So whatever ones want to watch it,
you can go back and watch the episode. It won't be live, but I think you might get a kick at watching the non-live version of it because it was cool. And yeah, the video is also available on Uncle's Twitter at Uncle Podcast. You can watch actually all the live streams of this show. We're live on Twitter right now with this show, Uncle.
Yeah, I know.
So that's cool,
I'm
right?
just saying that if people are listening or want to call in, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying since we have no callers yet.
That's what we're saying, yeah. Listen up, everybody. Yeah, it's something different, Uncle. We've had a lot of callers recently, and we don't tonight. So it's like, what do? We don't have anybody to talk to. This is something new and different for us, at least in recent weeks.
Well, usually they pop on my hour, but I know you said you had your hour. Had a guest.
I had a guest. Yeah. I had a guest on my show. Didn't have any callers, but the guest was my old friend and collaborator on a blog we used to work on.
Oh.
We talked about brains, actually. Our whole blog was about brains, Uncle. Cool, huh?
Oh, it's about time somebody's talking about them. You need a refreshing course on your plane.
I know.
I mean, what else are we going to talk about?
Well, the Uncle Show is a wide open format.
Yeah.
We just show up here and things tend to happen. Sometimes we talk about. I've been kind of having fun coming up with impromptu graphics.
I've noticed you're playing these things
you see
on
that?
here. Yeah, you're playing these things on here lately. I've noticed.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud with what I've been able to do. My goal is to be able to, like, on the fly, be able to do this show and make new graphics that pertain to whatever the topic is at hand, and sort of like, make our live streams in such manner.
When do you want your wife on the one-time show? She was talking to mention it, but I didn't know.
Let's bring that up. Yeah, let's bring that, because I don't know if we've actually properly thrown that idea around on air.
Because I know you want to take a little break and play with knobs, and since,
Yeah, our idea is that the show would be guest hosted by my wife. She would fill in the way I want it to happen.
The way she wanted to do it.
I'll explain it.
I'd
like it if instead of me sitting here on this microphone for an episode, it was my wife here. Now, I don't know if it's exactly, if we do it, it'll end up that way. I might still be on a microphone, but I'd prefer it if she was just your co-host instead of me on the show. So that's the idea, is have her be the guest co-host.
She said she'd do it one.
Yeah.
She said to do one,
So that's something to look forward to, everybody. We're
this coming year.
Yeah,
I say this year because
that's good.
I don't know when she wants to do it. That's why I'm saying that.
That's perfect, Uncle. Yeah, because I think that sounds about right. Sometime this year we should be doing that. So I like that. Playing around with graphics on that note. Where is my... Okay, here's the LAX runway. Let me see if I can get this working, because, I mean, this is not a new graphic by any stretch of the imagination, but...
Looks like where's the planes?
Yeah, well, when is it not appropriate to see what's happening at LAX at this very moment? Look, there it is.
Nothing really.
Well...
Nothing's actually flying. I don't see anything but light bulbs.
It's funny to say that, because you're not wrong, Uncle. Nothing is happening, but then when you look at this... What we perceive as nothing is actually a whole lot. Look at all these little cars. There's I can't even count the number of cars passing by on Sepulveda, I believe is the road here. I don't know. It's one of them. And then you've got a plane taxiing on the runway back there. Who knows how many people are in that? There's little vehicles on the runway, like the service vehicles at the airport, wherever those are. There's a couple of them. There's the building itself. Must be tons of people in this building. Isn't it fascinating to kind of look at this image and realize that there's tons of people living their lives out, scurrying, hurrying, doing so many things, but we glance at it and it truly does look like nothing is happening.
It's what it looks like.
What do you make of that, Uncle?
I mean, I just see somebody was at the airport. They could see all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But being where we're sitting right now and looking, it's like just light bulbs.
Yeah.
Light bulbs in dark sky. Yeah. That's what it is. For what we're looking at.
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It says across the Pacific. I want to say you might be able to make out the Pacific Ocean at the end. Is that what that is? I don't know.
That might be. Yeah, that might be.
Maybe that's what that is. I feel like...
Ocean. Yeah, that looks like a wave.
So that is a wave.
And it might be.
Well,
that one right there, right down center.
It's back there somewhere.
Well, right there.
Whether or not we see it on the live stream, that doesn't even matter that much either way, because the direction this is pointed, it is off in the distance. We can assure you that the Pacific Ocean is there. This, after all, is El Segundo.
So you're touching it again.
It's on the shore.
Like a wave.
It's like you see the wave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's there.
That right there.
Right there.
Look like a wave.
There's the wave.
See?
Is there a surfer?
I don't know.
There should
not at night.
But once again, we're live. If you want to call in and tell us something important, we'd like to hear it. You can call 319-527-5016 to join us tonight or any Sunday night on the Ocelli Radio Network. Or Skype, charles.ocelli. Type him a message. He'll bring you on.
I guess Chuck, what's his name? Is lit up some what's his name? Usually the first one on.
Oh, like Jimmy? Jimmy will call on fairly early.
Early, we usually do. Usually does.
Mm-hmm.
But
very often.
Very often, buddy. This is surprising.
We're going solo.
Yeah. This looks like it's solo night. It's a solo night, I think.
This is challenging us, Uncle. We have to challenge ourselves to be entertaining.
We have to do some talking. That's why I'm doing this talking right now.
If you weren't here on the broadcast, you might not be talking. But since you are, you have to be talking.
Right. That's the point. That's my point. I have to talk because, like I said, there's no callers yet.
Point taken.
So.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of action in the chat room.
What's the chat's doing?
Well, there's it looks like
listening. There's people listening. There's people in the chat coming and going. It's just they're not calling.
Oh,
yeah.
It's one of those nights. It's one of those.
I might have a dry night. That usually happen. I would accept probably a dry night for one night for me, baby. Because look at. I was running, 2 nights, 3 nights in a row with someone talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now.
Many nights.
And now, I can take it or leave it on this one tonight because of that reason.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. And maybe the people don't want to talk. No.
I feel like there's something going on this weekend because, again, we did that video game stream and there was no engagement with that, I can tell you. Like, maybe after the fact people will watch it, but it seems like people have something better to do this weekend.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I heard a noise. I think it was a phone ringing, Uncle. I'm pretty sure we have a caller now. Should we go to the call, Uncle?
I heard a same thing, but I didn't hear it full.
Let's.
All right, caller, if you're on here. Hello?
Jimmy James, what's going on?
I tell you, that boy always gives me the pay up. I knew he'd show. I'm not complaining, though. So what's happening with you there, Jimmy?
I don't know, just kind of a...
You have not.
The weather's going to be getting better here for a few days, thank goodness.
Weather. Have you heard what we were talking about? That we're back on a Saturday night. The Saturday days playing with the games.
Video games,
monsters.
Yeah, my memory of that, you guys did that like in some crazy times of the day or something. When did you guys do that?
Yeah, that might be part of the problem too. We this one we did yesterday in the afternoon.
We did.
So what time in the afternoon was it? It was early afternoon. So that might be a
10.
Was it in the morning even? Was it that early, Uncle?
I think so.
If you go to the YouTube video,
Go to YouTube and look at the time slam.
I thought it was early afternoon but anyway.
Maybe 12.
It wasn't prime time, I can tell you.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't prime time.
That was our problem, perhaps.
That was probably it.
Is that an issue, Jimmy?
Is that an issue for you?
Yeah,
I
remember it's like 9 in the morning. I was like, well, I'm not going to get up to watch them play video games.
Yeah.
Night.
That's what it was. I'm pretty sure that must have been what it was.
It could be an issue. Yeah,
that's an issue.
You ever watch the MTV Movie Awards?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's on tonight, so I figured I'd check with you and see if you thought what do you think the best movie of the year was, and what do you think the
best movie of the year was? We all know who it was.
Well, you're going to say Top Gun 2, but what do you think they said at MTV?
Oh, what they're going to say? One of a Thriller one. I don't. We had a
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Michael Jackson Thriller, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Something
Dick.
like that.
Scream 6 was the best movie of the year according to the MTV Movie Awards.
Scream 6.
And it beat Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick, though, best performance in a movie. Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise got that.
Oh, how about that, Uncle?
I'm surprised that somebody beat him out. Not only the usual, because probably they haven't. You know what it is? It's the people that don't go to the movie theater lets them down.
Those are the ones voting?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
The ones are voting. The ones are voting.
Well, they got weird categories on the MTV Awards. I'm just telling you, it's they got best kick-ass cast, best duo, best breakthrough performance, best fight, best frightened performance, best kiss.
Bye.
I'm serious. Best. These are all categories. Best breakthrough performance. Let's see what's in it. Best song, best musical moment, best musical documentary, best docu-reality show, best competition series, best host, best reality on-screen team.
Yeah, so
They're
they're trying to differentiate themselves from the other awards shows.
Right.
That's what they're doing there, yeah. You see that, Uncle?
Yeah,
that
I
little
see
trick?
what they're coming at. I see what they're doing. They're trying to get something sort of different in their music area where others have it playing music.
You buying into it, Uncle, or
No.
you're not on board?
Because we took them over. If you think about it, just a moment. Think about it a minute. We all took them over. Broadcasting.
So
that whole line is took from us.
You're saying that video killed the radio stars, right?
Exactly. That's what it was. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
That's exactly.
Well, what do you think they thought the best TV show was this year, Uncle, according to the MTV TV Music TV and Movie Awards? You want me to tell you who the nominees were?
Yeah, who were the nominees? Give me a hint.
Stranger Things, The Last of Us, The White Lotus, Wednesday, Wolfpack, Yellow Jackets, and Yellowstone.
I think the two tied. Wendy's and the Wendy
Burger King.
No, not Wendy Burger King. That Wendy
tied.
movie that I haven't seen yet.
Like Me at Dave's Big Single.
And the one I have seen, Straining Things.
Okay, so you think? Well, I'm sorry, Uncle. It's The Last of Us one out of that. Zombie apocalypse thing, yeah.
Does that seem right, Uncle?
I haven't even seen the movie. How are they passing that?
Just tell me what it says.
I don't know what these people are doing.
They're not doing it.
They're not doing it properly because the people are watching something, but not what
they're not watching what the people are watching.
Right. That's what it is. And they're voting, for these oddball things. Mm-hmm. And that's an oddball show.
Let's try this. Who do you think you want to figure out the best fight? The best fight in a movie or a TV show. Okay, you got Ladybug versus the Wolf in Bullet Train, Gale Weathers versus Ghostface in Scream 6, Vesna versus 11 in Stranger Things, John Wick versus everyone in John Wick Chapter 4, and Escape from Narcana 5, Andor. Okay, I don't know that one too well, but. Who do you think got the best fight?
Number 2.
What
you said?
What's that?
Gale Weathers versus Ghostface?
Yeah.
Got it. That's exactly who they picked.
What'd I tell you?
Uncle, you're good.
I got the brain to know what they're talking about.
Okay. Now, is that Ghostface from Wu-Tang?
Is that Wu-Tang?
Is that who we're talking about, Chuck?
Ghostface, the villain in Scream. The guy with the Scream.
Oh, that Ghostface.
That guy that didn't Scream. Yes. I know the Scream game. Okay. I know the Scream show. Okay. I watched that many times.
That guy got in a fight, Uncle.
Yeah. Because that kind of guy in the fight, I would think it would have been that one because they were fighting. Anyway.
People wanted to see that a long
They wanted
time
to see that. That was coming.
That's how that won.
Yeah.
Makes perfect
I'll
sense.
out after this one. I want to know what Uncle's vote would be on this. Best kick-ass cast. Okay? And let's see. Ant-Man and the Wasp from Quantumania. Let's see. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Outer Banks, Stranger Things, Teen Wolf, the movie.
Oh, man. I got to... I'd say that the number 3? What is it?
Number 3.
Number 3 is Outer Banks. Is that the one you think, or is it another one?
No, it was number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2, Black Panther.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
what I'm thinking of.
Sounds right.
That's not what they picked. They picked Stranger Things.
Oh, man. I go back and forth that
Right.
I was thinking that would be, but then I didn't think it would.
That's one of your shows, Uncle.
Yeah, I know it was one of my shows, but I would have thought they would have picked them. You see how I think?
I think I
Let's
see.
try this one. This is a totally weird category. Last one. I'll go through unless Uncle wants to do more. Best competition series. Okay. So you got All-Star Shore, Big Brother, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, The Challenge USA, or The Traders.
Oh, definitely the Traders.
Definitely.
Definitely The Traders, you think, huh? RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars won.
What was the category again?
Racing.
Best competition series.
Oh, okay, one of those
Competition
things. Okay,
series.
I see.
All right, let's go on to here's what Jimmy had to think about this.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Hold on.
Jimmy, we need to take a call on this.
We gotta make a call
We
on this
gotta
one.
call.
I mean, this is crazy.
Jimmy, what are we to make of this MTV show?
MTV show.
Well, I think MTV is what it always was and is completely consistent in quality and intelligence. So, hoo-yah for them.
Oh, so Jimmy's a big fan of the show, Uncle. Of
So
this
they
award
like
show.
that.
He
I
loved
sense-
every minute of it.
I sense sarcasm.
Whoa, I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
And as for Winona Ryder, I want all my underwear back you stole.
Who?
Winona Ryder, the stealing from a retail store, right? She's
Oh,
famous
man.
for that incident. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I didn't know we get a comment that close.
The woman's a klepto. There ain't just one store. What, are you crazy? She takes everything not nailed down to the floor.
Holy
I have no thoughts for Jimmy's comment. I have nothing.
golly. Embarrassing. How embarrassing that is.
Yeah, where's she been anyway?
Where is she
back? Oh yeah, she was on. She's in Stranger Things. Okay, so that's why she's.
Oh, she was in Stranger
That's why you
Things.
bring it up. That's right. That's right. She is back.
Whoa. Well, I was wondering, now calling back to Stranger Things for a moment, when do you think that's going to be rezoning?
Is that still going? That show?
Or was it?
Have you watched that show, Jimmy? Have you seen
Have you
Stranger
watched that
Things?
show? Has that been going on?
I have not. I have not actually turned on my TV in like a couple years.
That's good. Yeah, I saw some of the first season. I got bored with it, so I haven't seen it since then.
I was just wondering if it was on continuing. That's all.
It didn't.
According to a Netflix press release, Stranger Things is returning to Netflix for a 5th and final series, and
that was it.
to release until at least late 2024.
Oh, so that must mean they'll come back, but that year.
Yes. Yeah, it's back. So one more season.
One more season to go then.
There you go, Uncle. Excited or what?
That's something.
Could be good.
Yeah, I went through them all.
Yeah, you've seen all the episodes, huh?
If there's an episode of any kind of shows, I look through them all. In fact, right now I'm in a show watching The Shootist.
The Shootist?
Yeah.
That's a show?
A series.
It's a series. Oh, it's a series.
A series, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's getting down to they had to go to Russia.
They got to go shooting in Russia, I assume. They're shooting in Russia? Is that the show?
Now, I don't know what this bottom line is going to be.
You know this one, Jimmy? The shootist?
The only
I know nothing.
in 1978, which had John Wayne, Ron Howard, yeah.
Oh.
God rest his soul. We could use a lot more men like him around.
John Wayne.
You talking about John Wayne?
John Wayne. I know what he's talking about. John Wayne.
IMDb says it was made in 1976. Right. Yeah. And I knew it was an old movie. It was John Wayne. It was about a dying gunfighter. He was sick and he was dying, I think. And it was like his last hurrah as a gunfighter.
Oh yes, I remember it.
You know that movie?
I think so. He was in drinking, and he come back and had to come to the lady's house and had a room. I mean, she was doing rooms, and he was in his room laying down. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Know, yeah,
that's the last one before he died.
The last movie before John Wayne died.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
It was the last movie. I do remember.
I've never really seen any of those movies. I know that you watch those on, what, MeTV? Aren't those usually
MeTV's on there? Yeah.
Outing the plot in a very interesting way. The guy takes a room in a rooming house, according to the plot summary, with a lady who recognizes him as the gunfighter that he is. He has cancer.
That's what it is.
Second opinion. Yep. This is exactly what Uncle's talking about. So he's definitely this.
That's it. That's the one. That's what he's saying.
Okay. Sounds like it could
be. In my
recollection,
she's what? Like a Quaker and hates violence and all that?
Something like that. Yeah.
She's kind, tells his condition, she empathizes. Her son wants to teach him how to use a gun. Yeah, okay. Brooks tries to tell him that killing is not something he wants to live with. But yeah, all this kind of stuff. It's pretty extensive plot summary from very interesting.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be let's see, when does it actually occur? In Carson City in 1901. It's is setting.
Oh, Carson City, that's interesting. Nevada, huh?
Yeah, interesting.
If you want to be a pilgrim, you got to carry a gun.
That's exactly his voice. Don't laugh. That was his voice.
Okay.
Just what Jimmy was saying.
I
can't say that kind of voice though, man.
It's a tough voice to do.
Tough voice to do for me, but
I wouldn't make it a habit calling me that, son.
Oh, dang, perfect.
John Wayne, yeah. Cowboys, westerns.
I had into a lot of them with my other brother-in-law.
You'd watch those?
I watched most of them, and that was where I watched most of them. They were on the farm.
Yeah, I've never gone around to watching many of those movies. I've seen little bits and pieces, I guess. That's it.
I mean, that's all we knew. Oh, wait, turn on the TV. And there we go, watching them westerns.
It's classic genre. Classic Hollywood genre. Everybody knows the western. Today it's all about Westworld.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Oh,
took the western genre and
shook
shook it up a bit, didn't they?
I have to say something. So
you got to say something.
So that's what did. That's it for.
Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and say something?
Yeah, say something.
Yes, indeed. So is this Westworld that you speak of? Are you talking about? Wasn't that show where the cowboys were robots?
Yes. This is another show that I watched a couple episodes and got bored with. So what you say is true. Other than that, I don't know what happens on it.
You get bored on the cowboy shows?
Yeah, I've got a bad attention span, maybe. I don't know what it is. I watch these shows, I get annoyed by them. I say, be gone, show.
I don't know. I like something like you would interested in like action movies Or do you like action movies?
Action movies can be okay. Yeah, they can be. Depends. Yeah. I'm a harsh critic, Uncle. There's no good reason. It's just how things are. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how it is. I don't know if I'm good, if I'm bad for doing that. That's just how things go. I also get bored with things.
Well, I can see that in some things.
It's boring.
All right, now let's get those calls ringing there, Jim. I mean, Chuck. Get those calls
Call
going.
in, everybody. 319-527-5016.
Absolutely.
Also, Skype Charles Dowcelli. Send Chuck a message at Charles Dowcelli. He will bring you on the show.
Absolutely. We've got about 20 minutes left of the live show, so, you got time to call in and going into the discussion tonight. But it's a weird night. It seems like, glad Jimmy called in, but seems like a lot of other people don't have a chance to grab their phones right now. I don't know.
What's going on? I heard there's a race going on.
Race? Is it Formula One? Is that what you're talking about?
There was a race going on, and they had the horses.
Yeah, they had the Kentucky Derby.
So they might be looking at them.
Maybe.
That could be.
Oh, maybe they're watching that idiot king get his crown.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that might be. I can understand.
Yeah, there is
going on the coronation. I thought.
That too.
That happened on Saturday.
Yeah, that happened on
Sunday.
Sunday.
On Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, that happened then too.
Mm-hmm.
That's Saturday.
Well, I'm sure there's festivities. There's always got to be festivities.
Well, yeah.
And coverage
after it. Yeah.
Recap. Yeah. Who wore what dress?
Yeah.
Why wasn't so and so there? Why did Katy Perry show up drunk as a skunk?
Why is Joe Biden and her granddaughter dressed in the Ukrainian flag colors?
Yeah. His wife went to it, but he was busy.
Oh, she was there at the coronation? Is that what you're saying?
His wife was.
Jill Biden?
Joe Biden.
Okay.
She was.
Okay.
But not him.
You know, so Flotus was in attendance.
Flotus, yes.
You got to use every chance you get to use the word Flotus, Uncle.
Flotus? What does that mean? I don't even know what it means.
Well, it's not unlike POTUS. Also, let's not forget SCOTUS.
I thought that's what you got from the hookers over in the... never mind.
Yeah, I know. It does sound kind of like that, doesn't it? I love these terms.
Well, people, we have not seen the restaurant yet.
Oh, Gerald Sanders. No.
Gerald Sanders.
We haven't been out there.
Did they all-you-can-eat shrimp?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm dying to go, though. But I don't know when we're going to go.
We are dying. We will. We'll get out. I promise we'll get out there. I want to make it a full video experience. I want to film us going out there, make a little video out of it, post it. I really do want to do that. So we will. It's just a matter of time.
You guys are force Graves to call in and start screaming Leatherface again. I mean, come on.
I remember saying Leatherface.
Yeah.
Where's Creative Accidents tonight, by the way?
He wasn't here?
I don't know where. I think he might have had a busy weekend. He posted something about like a vintage car meetup recently. I know that sometimes like he'll have some things going on and he can't make it. It's not often.
Right.
Every now and then he'll get something caught up with something. So I'm sure something is occurring.
Oh, so that means he's not on here.
No, not tonight. He's not here tonight.
I don't know who's in the crack room. That's your side.
There's some action in the Ocelli chat room. There's no action in the live stream chats from YouTube or Twitch or any of that. Yeah. But Ocelli, there's a little bit going on over there. Yeah, it's just, it's a take it easy kind of weekend.
I think it's a
Uncle.
slow weekend.
Yeah, definitely. It's a slow weekend, right?
Yeah. It is. For some reason. I don't know why that is, but I've gotten that feeling all weekend. So we're still here. It's not over yet. So we're still taking it easy. What can you say? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. I kind of like it. I kind of like this, Uncle.
What, having no one talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they talk your ear off, and when you're trying to listen. Yeah, I see that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it, yeah. I was half tempted to fire up a video game now and just play a game for the rest of the thing, but I don't think the
I don't know that.
I don't think we'll get the sound piping over to. I don't know if that matters, but we'll save that for our vintage gaming streams. We won't make this into that. We'll just tease the stream for listeners here at Uncle the Podcast and be like, hey, better stay tuned to the YouTube or the Twitter or the Twitch or whatever it is.
If they watch it.
So when are you going to do another game day?
Maybe next weekend. I mean, it's going to be on a weekend if we do it. We did yesterday on Saturday. It'll be either next Saturday or Sunday. Like maybe Sunday before we do this show. I like doing it that way too. Either that or Sunday in the day or evenings. Sometime during the weekend.
That might be a good lead-in. Yeah, it might be a good lead-in. Get people going to the game thing and then come to the live show, talk about it after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's what I might do.
So if maybe we'll start making that like a regular scheduled thing with a time and all that. But right now it's just whenever we can, honestly, is when we're doing it. Yeah. When we get the opportunity to do it. Yeah.
I'm going to like to go back to that kick guy. I like to practice the kicking.
Oh, yeah, the Double Dragon.
Double Dragon.
We could play that again. We did Double Dragon 1. We started Double Dragon 2. Maybe we could play 2 again. And then there's a third one and probably some other ones.
Well, what version of Double Dragon were you trying to play? The NES version or the arcade?
Yeah, not the arcade. It was the Nintendo, the original Nintendo. And then the sequel on Nintendo, Double Dragon 2, The Revenge.
Yeah, see, the first one was rough because the first one, I think you could only have one player at a time on the original one, right? On the Nintendo.
Right.
You got it. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
And then the second one, you could have 2 players, but it was like really hard to get like up the ladders and stuff. It was like, I remember that being a problem. It was like you couldn't climb up. And
Uncle had some difficulties with that. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. It takes some finesse and it takes like kind of a seasoned gamer to pull that off, which the whole thing with Uncle is he's a beginner and I'm introducing these games to him. So that was a bit of a stumbling block on Double Dragon 2.
I haven't played that stuff since I'm like a teenager, but I remember that like yelling at the thing. Like, because I played it in the arcade and in the arcade, it's smooth. It's easy. You know what I mean? You can climb up stuff. You get the bat real easy. You can get a bat and a knife. You can only stab somebody so many times with the knife, and then the knife disappears.
Then you got the hammer. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a hammer?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bat. There's a bat. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Was it the bat?
Yeah. There's a bat.
What's that we're playing the hammer with?
That was Donkey Kong.
Oh, that was Donkey Kong.
That's what you're talking
See, I'm off. See, that's how I'm in the games.
Oh, yeah.
There's my point.
Because you're just wandering around and like just street gangs come out of garages and come to attack you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Which is really funny.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love that game. I really like the Nintendo version. It's the one that I'm used to. I don't think I ever actually played the arcade. I've seen video of it.
You missed out. The arcade version was really good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's better. I mean, typically it is, but that makes me not hate the Nintendo version, which I probably would have if I played the arcade first.
Like, I'll tell you something else. You know those one on like the popularity of the like Mortal Kombat type games?
Yes.
Right, and then they came up with the 360. You know, you get all angles, like a 3D sort of effect with like toe ball, and I'm trying to think what the popular one was, but they had a bunch of them where you had the 3D effect where it would actually turn all the way around. You had a 3D camera,
okay,
stuff like that. Well, in the arcade before they went to the 3D effect thing with oh man, I can't remember the name of this stupid game now, but it was just the one-on-one battle games. Well, anyway, one of the least popular, but one of the best ones, like as far as incentives and getting you to do stuff, was a game called Pit Fighter. And Pit Fighter was like a real street fight kind of thing. And at the end, you won money if you won.
Money, okay.
Yeah, you win money in each fight, and if you got enough money, you could keep going.
Oh,
okay.
But the other ones, were based on, you got the crazy, ninjas that come back from the dead and all this other, craziness. And then you had Street Fighter. It's a big world fighting tournament. But this thing was just, it's a street fight. That's it. And literally, like, you get thrown into the crowd and the crowd would knock you around and you get back out into the fight and everything. And Pit Fighter was very cool. I never saw a good version of it for the home game, so it was only a really good arcade game.
That sounds familiar. I don't remember playing that though either. Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have anything about that?
And that was the Tekken Warriors, the Tekken games, where you had 60-degree turns, and I just remembered it.
Okay.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was your firm two-dimensional. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, those are your firm two-dimensionals, and then Tekken became the big three-dimensional.
Yes, I do remember seeing that in the arcades. That one, yeah. At that point, I was kind of disengaged with those games. I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Super popular early PlayStation, like PlayStation 1 games. Like Tekken was a huge game for that and everything.
Yeah, I recall that.
Yeah, we're getting to get back into those things. I guess.
See, I would love to see Uncle play Tekken, because that is just sometimes you could just mash buttons and create combinations.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm thinking he could mash buttons and do freaky, crazy things, and he would love.
Can you get that? Can you get that on it?
Yeah, I don't have one of those. Like, I wish I had one of those emulator things that does the arcade games, because there's so many arcade games I do like. The one I have can do Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and some of the. I think they're all home consoles. Is what they are. None of them are the arcade ones. I know they make those.
Yeah, but Tekken was also a popular PlayStation game. So if you had a PS1 emulator,
okay,
yeah, it would work.
Can it do the thing we have? I can't remember if it does PlayStation 1. It might do 1, but it doesn't do anything beyond that. I can't remember. Maybe it does that. I have to take a look.
Well, it would have a lot of those crossover games from the arcade. Like I said, those odd, like chunky graphic things where, everybody's made up of the square
polygons,
Yeah, the polygons, like the weird sort of like in the Final Fantasy game where the guy's got, the sword that's 18 times his size and all that, right?
Yeah.
The big, what do they call it, a Buster Sword or something?
I don't remember the name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. The early CG, you're talking about early CG graphics, yeah. It's that they look quite ridiculous now. They looked cool at the time. They look ridiculous now. But it's interesting. It's an interesting aesthetic, actually. That it's kind of a fun aesthetic. It's definitely vintage now, to say the least.
Well, I'm just saying, I think Uncle would really dig like the combat games like that, because there's so many weird things that can happen during those things. Like you create a special move, and like the guy spins around and does a completely impossible weird screw kick.
Yeah.
And I think Uncle would accidentally discover special moves on Tekken.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, probably.
Really cool.
It was working out a little bit like that with NBA Jam. You're making some long shots, Uncle. You're making full court like a basket.
I mean, I was watching. I was doing this Jam basketball game, and every time I got to that spot on the court, I shot it in. It went in. I think it was more of a 4-pointer than a 3-pointer. Wait a minute. How distance is a 3 to a 4?
It was a long shot.
That was a long shot. And I didn't hear that other guy say, what was he saying?
Well, Uncle, the famous double dribble glitch, right? In Nintendo, in the original Nintendo system?
Yeah.
The famous double dribble glitch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know the game, but I don't know what the glitch is. What was the glitch in that game?
The glitch is that you impossibly shoot from the far corner on the right-hand side of the screen. You go all the way to the corner of the out of bounds line, and you shoot away from, like as if you're trying to throw it into the crowd. And you fire it up, and it automatically goes in 3-point shot from the corner.
I see. It is a glitch. Interesting.
It's a glitch. It's like it makes no sense at all, but I watch people use it over the. It's so funny.
I'm throwing it here and it's going that way.
Yeah.
Going the opposite direction.
It's like you can't miss. If you go all the way to the corner and you try to do the jump shot and throw it into the crowd, it just flies over and drops into the bucket. 3-point shot.
Oh gosh. You look at them and it's going that way.
Now, I know we could get that game on this system we have, Uncle. We
You can?
We could get Double Dribble if we so desire, yeah.
Okay, let's work on that.
I
then.
can find that one, I'm sure.
Yo, I'll look at one game at a time and see if we could get on some of these.
I would like to. I mean,
new ones.
We brought up Street Fighter and all that. I would like to do a
Street
day where we
Fighter.
just play Street Fighter, maybe, because
That
Street
one
Fighter
too?
2, that's
we
a good
got that
one.
in too?
I do have that. You have a couple
we can?
versions of that.
Okay,
that
we can
mess
put that
around
on.
with. We should make a whole show out of that, I feel like. Because I think, again, if we do a versus battle, you can kind of get a feel for mashing the buttons and come up with something. It could be
I
good.
get to play the buttons. My problem is the button contacts on these things, on these games.
Tough.
If I gonna find out if it's a Y or if it's a B, or what was the other? A or B?
Yeah.
A or B?
They're all labeled.
They were labeled with A and B, and Y and
Yeah.
B.
The thing is, you have to get to the point where it's second nature, and you're not even thinking about what the button is. That's the
Well,
trick to the
that's-
games, Uncle. We have to get to that point.
I haven't got to that point. But
We're working our way up there.
Another fun one in those old NES games, sports games, is they made a soccer game, and I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was like World Cup Soccer or something, where there's these little square-headed, like Frankenstein-looking soccer
I
players.
know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
You can just horribly, terribly beat up the other player, and you don't even get any penalty or anything. It's so funny. It's like just beat up the other team.
That is a fun game. Yeah, it looks like River City Ransom. I think it's got the same graphics as it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Weird kids.
Yeah, I remember we had that game. That's a fun game.
You have that on
I
there
want
too?
to say that's one of the later Nintendo games too. So the graphics are.
Yeah, I think at one point they started making it and put it into one of those double games. Remember they had the double games?
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah. Uh-huh.
They put that with volleyball, which was another. I don't know. Volleyball was a little hard to navigate, but if Uncle could master volleyball, that is hilarious to try that game too.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I can play volleyball.
And they had square-headed guys too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what game developer it was. I want to say Capcom, but I think that's wrong. I forget. It's a particular developer that's like their graphical style. They always had characters that looked like that in the games.
Yeah, Capcom's more like the Kung Fu and what is it?
Well, they own Street Fighter 2, so when that came along, that was their property.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of stuff. Oh, Mega Man. Mega
Man was one.
Capcom, yeah.
Mega Man.
They have that. They have a lot of big ones. I can't recall any else at the moment.
What might be fun for him is Bomberman.
Oh yeah. We do need to play that. That's a fun game, Uncle.
Was that you got that too?
Yes, I do. I do have.
All
a
right,
couple
let's
of those.
get these games for the whenever we get on again. Put on the two thing.
We will.
That'll be whenever we do that. Remember that to do that because we'll play on. Right, Jimmy?
You okay, Jimmy?
You want to speak?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Suggestion on PS1. I remember a game. You like Mortal Kombat? You gotta play that X-Men Academy where you could be any of them and fight each other.
Oh, cool.
That's always fun. I always used to be the guy that could shoot electricity out of his hands and always win.
Cool.
I'll tell you one game that I played, which frustrated the crap out of me with the codes you had to enter, but what I loved the game was Ring King, another sports game on Nintendo. Ring King, where you build up a little boxer.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
That would be hilarious, Uncle Boxing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I love that game too. Yeah, that'd be good. But
I really enjoyed that though. With my don't let them cheat you, Uncle. They started your show 10 minutes late.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay.
No, we didn't.
10 minutes late.
I was gonna say I thought it was shout out time even.
It is, but very short
okay.
run. You know what you should look for too is Buster Douglas's Punch Out, which they made for like 6 months.
I remember that. I think that was a Genesis one. I think that was Sega Genesis. I recall that. Yeah.
Okay, now he got things in his mind, got things in his head. So he's got that to do on his to work with.
Fields, thing, but Buster Douglas's Punch Out was Nintendo. But Evander Holyfield's was on Genesis, and there was a cheat code on that. You just enter the name Beast into the guy's boxer's name. When you train a boxer, he turns green, and all of his powers are loaded up. Yeah, remember that from Genesis.
Keep talking, man. Keep talking. Chuck, to keep him thinking that with more stuff he has to think or put into the machine.
Put him a whole bunch of different things to do.
Got no shortage of things.
It is shout out time though.
Yeah. Let's go to Jimmy and get the shout out.
You got a shout out.
Who you got, Jimmy?
Shout out to all the big gamers out there. And good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, Jimmy. It was great to talk to you as always, man. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Take it easy. And then, Uncle, do you have a shout out?
To everybody that is listening and who called? Well, of course,
Jimmy, callers, listeners to the O'Chelly Radio Network, people who have our live stream and watch the gaming streams on our YouTube and our Twitter.
Yeah, that too.
Thank you, everybody, for that. And I'll shout out Particle Ion, who I had on the first hour, my old collaborator from Shan's Alchemy. Good to talk to him again. Uncle's Twitter and Instagram is at Uncle Podcast. If you want to find the YouTube and the other streams, they're at our website, unclethepodcast.com. You can find all the links there.
Our games are there too.
Our games are there. Yeah, just follow the YouTube. It saves all the old videos, so you can go back and watch them. If you didn't check it out, you can go back and watch it. Maybe you'll enjoy going back and watching it and tune in live for the next one. Yeah. But that'll do it for this week. Uncle, why don't you bring us home?
There's our show 297. Bye-bye. I'm on track. Remember.